God damn it. There we go. Nailed it.
Oh, you look better. You look sharper.
4K.
Oh, this is great for our first episode. We're recording, buddy.
When I saw the microphone, I thought, oh God, here we go.
You know, I had to hit it first because if I don't, we'll record an hour of this bloody thing and I'll have forgotten. But hey,
nice.
Tech Talk Tuesday. I don't know what we're calling this.
Who
But
knows?
welcome to episode 1. Chris,
All
tell
right.
our 0 listeners, where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? What are we doing here?
Well, I'm in the big dirty, center of the universe, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, specifically the West End, Best End. And, no greater motivator than to start a business, to make enough money, to live in a fully detached house. That's Toronto bourgeoisie. I got one wall with my neighbors. Do I like them? Sure. Do I want to hear them? Never.
I never saw that dream within reach. I had to move suburbs now, different city, but I miss the big dirty. I got to see you the first, we see each other once a year in person, and now
Devon's Day of Dalliance, and it was great.
It's always
we get to go to our old haunts. We get to be reminded of how old we are the next morning when we, can't move and need 6 Advils, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nice mortality reminder.
Maybe we should get some of those places to sponsor this show, huh? Squirrely's Bar and Grill, brought to you by
under new management. Yeah.
But I like that we're starting this journey, and the end goal is
to get a Squirrely sponsorship.
I was going to say financial freedom, but also to get a Squirrely sponsorship. Let's take these listeners on a journey. Let's get there.
Hey, there's the first lesson. MVPs, quick wins when you can get them. You know what I mean? Doesn't need to be perfect. Just get it out the door. Get those small wins. Get the Squirrely sponsorship first.
I 100% believe it, and I have so many problems with MVPs. I'm such a pixel pushing perfectionist that I can never just ship it and release it, and that's my whole ship rats. I just need to get it out, and I'm working on
for everyone who's not familiar means it's not the most valuable player. It's quite the opposite. It is literally minimal viable product, which means
it should be called LVP, the least valuable product, but at least it's still a product. Got that wrong.
Or the SPP, shittiest possible product. That's passable. Shittiest passable product.
Well, here's a segue, because I built a new MVP this week that you
go on.
So this is just perfect. Viewers, it doesn't get better than this. So my mom and dad were in town, and this is going to tie a lot of threads together. My parents are Saskatchewan people. They are Midwestern, farmers in the blood folk. And my dad was sitting there at dinner, and I'm telling him about all this vibe coding stuff, which goes in one ear, out the other. Doesn't even go in an ear. It's not landing until I say, hey, Dad, if you could build any app, what would it be? Dream with me for a second. Let's do this. And he, the farmer brain clicks on, and he's like, you know what I need? I need a goddamn app that every time I have a farming expense or income, I can just tap the button on my phone, go beep boop, beep boop, and then at the end of the year, print off a thing for my accountant and just send it. Because many apps can do that, but where's his simple ass farmer thing that just
a farmer one?
Phone. So Christopher, this is, if you're only listening, if you're not watching, you need to go to, provided we even do YouTube with this, you need to go to YouTube right now, because I'm going to show you Craig Hennig's first application we've built called Farmfolio, ladies and gentlemen. So I was like, I got to do this for Pops. I got to go into Lovable, and Lovable, listeners, is my one that I'm like most familiar with. I don't play favorites, but I kind of do. I've been using Lovable the most, and basically just typed in exactly what he said, and here you go. Look at this. We got a dashboard, income, expenses, profit. You go to add transactions tab. You go, oh, there was some $10. I'm not a farmer. I don't know. What would you get on the farm, Chris, for your farm? You're a farmer. What would you?
A new Disker plate, $10 at the scrapyard, probably. Sure.
Disker.
They don't even use Disker plates anyways. They
How
just
much
air
is that?
drill and $10.
$10
probably at the scrapyard
today.
per pound.
That sounds like an equipment and machinery
Repair.
thing. Look
Yeah.
at those categories we've got. Okay. Equipment and
Repair and
machinery.
maintenance for sure.
Boom. Expense added. Go
Added
to
in.
history. Disker plate. $10. Beautiful. Do you know how happy this made him? And you go into, we'll go back to transactions, add income. Wheat sales, government payments, some custom work.
Yeah.
In his
custom baling, half a pig.
Custom baling. We got, look at that, mobile responsive. That's nice.
Wow. Reactive.
And if you go back to the Lovable dashboard here, and go into settings, how many credits? 10 credits. I did this with 10 prompts, like massaging it and like getting it to work, and setting up a Supabase database so that he could like log into his phone and store the data, and it, you know, has users and all that bullshit. And 10 credits. So like you could do this because they give you 5 free credits a day. You could do this in 2 days for free. Whereas like, how much would this have costed you to get a developer to do it? I don't even know. But that's my show and tell. That is Farmfolio.
Farmfolio. That's very funny because the first thing that I don't even know what I built it on, in fact. I actually might have just been a ChatGPT where I asked it to do this, and then I took the HTML and then just put it in an HTML viewer. But it was very similar. It's like, one of my big pain in the asses is going through our budgeting every month. And luckily now we finally moved all of our finances to basically one account. So there's only one account that comes in and comes out. And so it's quite simple. But I literally asked it to like make just a budgeting app where I can not just like, I can put in the things and I can qualify it. So like, and have a drop down like a related pick list that is, you know, okay, so it scans it, it tries to auto categorize everything like groceries is groceries, X and X. But I also want it to, because like after our Squirrelies sponsorship, we're going after Canadian Tire because I love Canadian Tire. But like, what is a Canadian Tire response? What is a Canadian Tire category? Well, it could be camping, or it could be dinnerware, or it could be car maintenance, or it could be like
hot dogs. I love the hot dogs.
It could be hot dogs, could be groceries. They sell cheapest place to buy those Corona non-alcoholic sun brews, $9 a 6-pack, unbeatable elsewhere.
Yeah,
it could be anything. It could be anything from groceries to house repair to car auto maintenance, like literally anything. So the idea was it auto categorizes it based off that merchant number or whatever that was in there, but then you can either, you know, split it up, break it up into, actually 30, 40, or actual dollars amounts.
This is what's going to be super, like, you know, interesting to see.
There's a million of these out. Like Mint already exists. It's existed for 20, like 15 years.
These things exist, but they're either way too broad or you never got started the right way. Like Farmfolio, you could do this in Excel. You could do this in like whatever, Notion. You could do this. You could keep this wherever you want. But like to have an app that is niched down, like riches and niches, down to like farm tracking, right? Like that. Hey, who knows? Like you could slap a Sprite game in here.
Yeah, after your first like 2 users, or spending the first year with my dad following him around, finding out God knows what he categorizes as what, like you would already have that pre-populated pick list with values and, you know, industries of like, oh, okay, you know, like I would need help. What would I put this washer on her pipe fitting, and it would just
Mhm.
be like, boom, put it, most likely, you know, the larger categories, subcategories and larger categories, like, oh, this is what it is. And then of course you could make it as more complicated. If it was a younger farmer, you could just take a screenshot, and you could use an OCR tool to scan through that receipt, figure out the vendor, figure out approximately what you bought, and then recategorize it
Yeah,
into like a
scanning and auto
category.
category, that would be the bee's knees. Like, I think that
Yeah.
would really make him happy. He was just impressed that it was like an icon on his phone that looked like a real app, because it's cheating. You just do the bookmark and it takes you to the web
Yeah,
page
and
or
save it
whatever.
as, yes, yeah,
But
yeah.
holy shit, that made him grin. And like, we made that little like ChatGPT logo or whatever. He thinks he's Mark Zuckerberg right now, and it's awesome. And I think that's like a
He's showing all of his friends the app that
100%.
he
He flew
built.
home
Yeah.
yesterday. I bet he's like, he was showing everyone on the plane. I bet he was showing every farmer when he landed, like, into it. I was impressed that like even the print record thing, like it saves it appropriately as a PDF. Like sometimes that's hard. So yeah, I was like pretty impressed with 10 credits here. And the fact that it even like got the database working like right away. So hats off, Farmfolio. You guys can go download this right now. But I feel like it will be one of those things. Will people, I don't know, what do you think? Will you want to build your own stuff or buy stuff off the shelf going forward? Because I feel like you can only build so much. You can't build everything, and it does take like time to maintain a lot of this. And if you want to turn around and sell it, like you can only have so many business. So I don't know, like, do you see yourself building more or continuing to like buy?
Ooh. I mean, from the standpoint of like the consumer, I mean, there's always going to be the guy who takes his car to the mechanic, like
Mhm.
no matter what, even if it's just a simple oil change or a fuel filter or the light bulb, right? They're just going to take it to the mechanic. Then there's the guys who like to do a little bit of DIY. They like to save themselves a buck and like, you know, change the oil themselves. But then, you know, oh, well, the differential, no, I don't want to do that. I might get into trouble, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then there's the guys who are like the full-on backyard mechanics who like they love just building shit. Stuff breaks, and that's just part of life. It's the fun part. So like as the customers, there might be people who like in the future we might have our app guide just like we have our mechanic. Oh, he just builds me a few things when I need them just to make my life easier, you know, whether it's a budgeting app or a Farmfolio, or you know, like
Yeah.
my friend like Doug built one just for his road trip this weekend, right? Like literally they're going from Toronto to Thunder Bay, and he just built one with like, you know, well, it's just to help, basically to just like, so he can just show it to his wife to be like, this is the plan, this is where
Yeah.
we're going. So there's no fumbling over maps and where we're going, what was the name of the hotel that we're booked in, or the campsite, because they're camping a lot of the places.
Mhm.
So it's just literally there, itemized, categorized. And then he just started using like ChatGPT, or no, he uses what did he use? No, not Bubble. Is it Bubble?
Bubble. Yeah. Yeah.
Bubble. I think he used Bubble to build this one. But then just like basically used AI to like, oh, okay, this is my plan. This is the road trip A, B. These are where our campsites are. Um, like, and then started creating like categories based on that road trip. Well, what's along the way? And so it's like, oh, do you want to see? And then categories like top rated restaurants on route, top rated restaurants near
It's
gas
just way
station.
more personalized. Like,
Yeah, like add geographical. He added a thing where it was like geographical anomalies, like, you know, those points of interest along the highways and stuff, or stuff that's
yeah,
like, you know, like, oh, there's a waterfall if you drive 2 kilometers down this logging road right off the main road, and it's like,
things
this is
you know your
so
family's gonna
cool.
like.
Yeah,
With any app that's just already built, there's so much junk in it that, you know, you have to like put your blinders on, ignore the junk, try and wrestle it into what you want it to do. So like, that's where I feel people will build more. And the fact building is a little addictive. Like once you actually get in here and start adding features, it's like a video game that you can't stop. A lot of people say it's more addictive than a video game, because it's, you know, you're doing things you could never do before. Like most people are not software developers, and this is like, you know, ideas guys like us think not just how is this good for like what I'm using it for, but can I sell this too? And like, is this actually a moneymaker kind of thing?
yeah. So, I mean, that's ultimately the goal. Is uh, ultimately it is very fun. Um, and you can, you know, fall down any rabbit hole you want and become really good at a certain niche or whatever.
Mhm.
But if you want to keep doing this, you do need a revenue stream from something, you know, like,
And
you
that's
know,
where I feel like my crystal ball is very cloudy 3 to 5 years out. Like in 3 to 5 years, will ChatGPT just be like Jarvis and like super Tony Stark, and you don't need to have software. Like you don't need to be a monkey opening a browser and pecking something into a field or whatever. You'll just tell something to go do it. And that, you know, that is to me a little ways away. So it's sort of this get in, get out moment. If you are a business person, builder, whatever, and you can use these tools to build something and charge for it, like do it now. Do it before Jarvis shows up and people don't need your software because it's
yeah, for like Farmfolio. Why would you need an app for Farmfolio when at the end of the year you just tell your personal
yeah,
AI assistant, hey, file my taxes based off of
yeah,
you have access. Here's my login to my bank. Here's my, you know, access to my camera reel where if something I forgot or I bought in cash, I at least took a receipt of it or something.
yeah.
Scan through all these things, find any, you know,
Mhm.
file my taxes. Just
Yeah,
file my taxes for me. Categorize things. Look up
yeah.
whatever possible tax breaks there are, or incentives that I may have missed that something I purchased qualified
Mhm.
for. You know, like, and then
It's
just
still going to
do it right.
need all the stuff under the hood that it interfaces with, but it's going to be way less software than the average person buys today to do whatever they need to do. And it's kind of like the whole picks and shovels analogy, right, in software, where it's like you're building a company. How can you, I mean, if people are going and seeking their fortunes, like the gold rush, it was better to sell them picks and shovels than to actually be a person who was going and panning for gold and like, you know, trying to strike it rich, right? Um, and I have a post that I want to write on this because I've been thinking of the whole picks and shovels thing, and there are just so many layers to it. Where like Lovable here is a picks and shovels business, like they're selling, you know, the tools that'll help people like us go and build things and seek our fortunes. But beneath Lovable, there's also like Stripe and Resend and Supabase, like the things that we need to go do that. And beneath even that is OpenAI and Anthropic. And beneath even them, there are, you know, tools that provide data to the frontier models and everything. So there are just like all these layers of these picks and shovels people. And I don't know if you ever think like if I was going to go and work for another company, who would I work for? And to me, if I was like actually looking for a job right now, I would go and try and chase down some of those like picks and shovels businesses, because I think like the future is bright for them. If you worked at a Stripe or Resend or Supabase, like I think you've got runway. Like those are great businesses in today's you know, environment. I would not be as excited about some, you know, mamby-pamby app that, you know, is probably going to die in the next, you know, 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have a friend who's, you know, he's splitting between like building more stuff himself and then just going out and getting a sales job because that's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And like he keeps running into these like as you know, just these campy ass shit where it's like, do you want to be a millionaire? And it's like, what? It's like all you have to do is build our user base on this one hyper specific app. If you can build it in Canada alone to like 500,000 users, and it's just like, no, like obviously I can't and won't, and this is won't exist in a year. Like,
now, speaking of the future, though, how much have you played around with like the AI avatars and the crazy?
not at all.
Not at all. Okay. Are you familiar with HeyGen or any of their competitors? No. Okay.
No.
Time to screen share again, listeners, because this is still kind of uncanny valley territory. But sweet Moses, it's getting pretty good. So HeyGen, I think, is the did you just make a grossed out face?
Yes. Yeah. Just seeing like the AI face, like just hell, it's like
I think they
only
need to
2
choose
steps
some better
above.
examples in their marketing,
Yeah.
quite frankly. I wouldn't put this woman on your homepage, but that's just
No, it's not Will Smith eating spaghetti 2 years ago where it's like his hands were multiplying. But there's just
that would be awesome.
uncanny is the operative word here right now with this face. But anyways.
Yeah. So a lot of companies do this. I think HeyGen's got some of the most funding and are, growing the fastest and are probably what a lot of enterprise companies use right now. And I tried this. So you can like log in and get a few free avatars and like train it on your face and voice and everything. And I've got so much video content that I'm like, okay, it'll probably be like pretty decent. And well, if I play this, can you
as a version of you?
Can you hear this if I play this?
No, I can't hear the audio.
No, you can't hear that. Okay, I'll send it to you, or I'll put it in this cut afterwards, or whatever. I made a video because my wife Nicole had gone to bed, and I sent her this video that was like, "Hey, honey, I love you, but this isn't me. This is AI me, and I hope you're not too creeped out."
Hi, honey, I just wanted to say I love you, except this isn't me, but I still love you. Have a good night. Hope you aren't creeped out too much.
And it is creepy. It's fucking creepy. But it's like 77% of the way there. And if you cut it really, like
quickly, like if you did quick edits,
roll and everything, you could, and TikTok channels are like exploding with this. Like you can scale super fast. It's also interesting for like dubbing. So for speaking other languages, like I've got all this content, but I can now turn it French or Japanese or German or whatever.
Right.
And that is what like is often the biggest unlock for creators is once you can go multilingual, you just skyrocket. And this was, I remember Facebook saying this was like their first like huge inflection point was when they went international and supported multi-languages. It was like that was even bigger than mobile or newsfeed or marketplace. Like it was crazy. It was like Mr. Beast has entire teams that like, localize and dub and everything for him. Right. So this is like an exciting one once it gets a little bit better. I'll have to send it after this call.
Don't give away your login information.
Don't give away the login. Don't give away the login. But
yeah. As far as like, do I need a avatar in my life? No, but dubbing my voice into other things could be very useful, especially if it's content creation or user FAQs or what, like what I mean, like help set up steps for whatever app you've built, like.
Well, and it's just like automating the whole thing. I use a VA, like virtual assistant in the Philippines for editing, all my video editing. And I'm like, great, just make it another step in his workflow that he uploads the finished file to this and it, spits out all the languages that I need. And then he can upload them to all the TikTok accounts and, it's my output 10x's or whatever. It's only once you start trying to do that you realize all the nitty gritty of like, oh, you want to do that? All right. You're going to have to get burner phones for all the TikTok accounts that you want to like spin up. And, good luck trying to localize a lot of those without wanting to rip your hair out and all that BS. But like, it's there. If you really wanted to do it, you could burn some midnight oil and like figure it out. It's
but especially for when it comes to just your personal branding, right? Like, I mean, you utilize this more than anyone else that I know, where it's like it's it's your brand, it's your knowledge that you're bringing. So like suddenly you don't need someone else's voice, or you don't need a dub over that's completely different, or blah blah blah. Like it's you being an authority on that subject, but now in a different language. And like you said, like inflection point for Facebook, like just to broaden your audience for whatever thing across languages that's a crazy win for creators.
Yeah. I mean, this actually also makes me think of like just building a website, for example. So like there's some things I'm super embrace the future for, and some things where I'm a stodgy old man, get off my lawn kind of guy. And like building websites, I'm still stodgy old man. Like I don't need no new flashy tools for it yet. Because most people use Lovable as a website builder right now. Like you can, yes, build full stack apps, but like I think a lot of its user base are super green and like just want to have a personal site or a business site or whatever for it. I think that's stupid, or at least that shouldn't be the direction that they go in their marketing, because it's so much more powerful than that. I feel like, you know, I still load up WordPress. I can make all the changes, have all the plugins, all the integrations I need.
What you see, what you get editor right there. Yeah.
It's it's still how I do it. But that was my rant on building lovable websites versus regular websites. I mean, it would also be really expensive actually to do it maybe with a Lovable versus a WordPress still, because you're like, at least for me, because I know how anal retentive I am with pixel pushing, and like every time you would want to update a blog or change a word or whatever, like that's going to be a credit for you to go do that. So I mean, I would have blown through thousands on a website that I did for like $10 this weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
That's also what developers would say to me about building an app. They're like, you know, you don't know what you're doing.
Why would you? Yeah,
why would you
exactly.
do it this way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this is actually what I've been doing with my writing app. And I did want to give an update on that because I was
going to say that's what I was most interested in, is because I was like, I actually haven't even seen the interface of this app.
No?
Like,
okay.
No.
So let's do a live demo. I have, for anyone who doesn't know, a writing app called Writhm. So if I go share my screen here, this all started, I don't know if you know the origin story here, by the way, but I, well, how deep do I have to get here? So I'm a writer. I write books and horror and thriller shit and all that. And I got an agent 2 years ago to go sell my big, you know, success book version of Jurassic Park or whatever, which, you know, we're still waiting. But she, of course, like encourages you to have a social media following that will look more attractive to publishers and get you a deal faster and all that. So I'm like, okay, well, I'd already built big TikTok channels with other stuff. I'm like, I can do this in the writing zone. So I started a writing TikTok channel, and I started posting stuff for authors and writers and readers and everything. And one of the things I posted on there was basically this app idea, and it just blew up. Like all these authors wanted a writing app that did a few specific things that no other writing apps really do right now. So I'm like, okay, great. That was the spark here. And fast forward to today. This is the current version of it. There was like an early prototype version, but this is the Lovable version now. And if you,
and this is full on functioning. Like if I was a writer, I could sign up for this.
This has 10,000 users today.
Holy shit! So really?
If I go sign in here,
10,000? I didn't know that.
So segue from our last conversation, this Writhm.io, this is a WordPress site because I can't be bothered to make normal websites. AI, see previous segment. And as you hit sign in, so this now goes to the subdomain app.writhm.io, which is the Lovable app. And if I go in here, log in, you will see that let's just take you to a normal welcome to Writhm kind of setup. So in here, it's essentially like an editor with a bunch of different writing modes. So the thing that started this whole journey was this analysis mode where people wanted a view that would highlight sentences based on their length and complexity. Because a whole, I guess, thing about writing is that you want to vary your sentence lengths and you don't want to keep using the same ones or it becomes too monotonous. So this visualizes that, and it'll show you If you're using too many in a row, or if you're varying it appropriately and what your readability is and all that. It also has different modes, so you can go like repetition mode and see words that you're using too often, or flag ones that like create bad echoes. There's an exercise mode where you can do copy work, which is like, depending on what text you have in here, you can then do like, it's kind of karaoke for writers. So it's like you can type over the words and practice your typing or whatever, which I clearly can't do on demo. But that's like the core editor functionality. And then it also has like projects you can organize. It has a library of famous works that you can import and like use for inspiration. It has tips for how to construct sentences, and it has a goals page where you can track your progress. And my favorite feature, this like habit tracker, which is a GitHub like contribution map where you can log like how many words you wrote in a day or pages you wrote, and like create streaks and stuff like that. So that's like the whirlwind tour through it. And I had launched this initially as like a free app plus a lifetime tier. You could pay once and get like a lifetime license for it before the monthly charging showed up. And that's where like most of the sales came from. I think in the first 2 days, there was like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 or something just in sales of lifetime licenses. And since then, it's just been kind of steady. I think 30, 40 people a day sign up for this thing.
That's awesome.
And I'm like actively developing it. Like I really care about this app because I am a writer. I use it. I like want to make it better. And it's just something that like aligns with my personal passion. So it's great because it's been a learning curve with Lovable and a source of income, which is cool. So
then how does the writing mode analysis work? Like obviously that part is plugged into AI.
No. So the this is also a funny thing about my audience and writers specifically, is that writers hate AI. I mean, this is a whole ethical can of worms, but like, you know, stealing from people's work, and it creates publishing issues because publishers don't want to like publish anything AI and get caught up in legal battles and all this kind of like bullshit right now. So one of the value props of this tool is that there is actually no AI in it whatsoever. It is kind of like hard coded with rules and logic and math stuff under the hood to flag.
Okay.
So it does not there's no generative AI. It won't like, you know, analyze.
It won't suggest or anything. Yeah.
It won't suggest or run it through any frontier model or anything like that. So it is kind of dumb, but on purpose, because that's what my audience wants.
Oh, neat.
So that's, yeah, it's all just, it's rules based. Like the monotony score is calculated based on how many, how long your average sentences are and how many in a row you have and like all that kind of stuff, or the readability score. So anyway, this has been a work in progress for, I don't know, it's like 6 months at this point. Remember I told you that Farmfolio was about 10 credits?
Yeah.
I'm almost afraid to look, but I think probably Writhm is, if Lovable loads it, which, see, it's got so much in here, it can't even load my stuff. Oh, there we go. I have no idea. This is actually the first time I've looked at this in a long time. But
you're like, it's a passion project. I try not to look at it.
5,827 edits in here. So what's that?
What is the plan? Like, how much does Lovable cost?
Good question. So Lovable is like a credits-based system where you pay per month for a bucket of credits, and it kind of, you know, it's a little bit of a dumb pricing model, but no one's figured out like a great pricing model for this yet, because when you launch an app, you're going to need a lot of credits to like get started. Like in my first month, I was on like a plan of like 1,000 credits a month or something like that. And that makes it look like I'm a really like high value user to them. But like the next month, I'll just drop the plan down to like a 200 credit per month plan or something like that. So I've like gone all over the place. Some months, yeah, I'm spending 1,000 credits. Some months I'm like spending 100. So it depends on how much I'm working on it.
Now I'm Googling how much tokens and credits are for, they say credits.
Yeah, you also get 5 free a day. There was like a weekend where they gave you unlimited credits, so I spent a shit ton that weekend because they wanted you to play around with OpenAI versus Claude versus Gemini to see like which ones
which one
software. So they opened that up for a free weekend, which is pretty cool. So I don't know exactly how many I've paid for of those thousands, but I mean, I've still paid thousands to get it to this point. Yet kind of got to spend money to make money. And I mean, that also doesn't include Stripe or Resend or Kit or other things that I'm using under the hood here.
Yeah.
Yet it's still been profitable when the dust settles. It's just, at least now it's at a point. See, I would call this kind of like my MVP, even though it's way glossier than a typical MVP. But again, I care about the brand or whatever. So now that it's at least at an MVP, I would, I don't need to like do a ton of developing. I'm going to go back to selling it. Like my focus kind of swings between building and selling because I'm a 1-person team. I've now got to go hit TikTok hard because I've been quiet there for a while, and then we'll see that.
So yeah, so like build up kind of the coffers basically on this project. And typically do you, I mean, I'm sure you probably segment your projects out, right? Like everything that you're built within Lovable is not given the same budget as Writhm. Writhm probably has a very specific, like whether it's bandwidth, your own personal workload, dollars, like,
yeah.
Or do you, when you open up your laptop because you've got a couple free hours or whatever, or your designated works, how do you decide what you're working on that day? Like, do you just go like, what needs to be done, or do you go, no, Writhm is reaching a crescendo in users, I need to get back onto content creation? Like, how do you segment out what you work on? And then
it depends what I'm losing.
What are the KPIs where you what are the KPIs where you stop working on something to go then work on something else?
Oh man, I mean, if I could spend all my time in here, I would, to the detriment of like actually writing books and like artistic things I also want to do.
Yeah.
Like this is just too addictive, being in here and like adding new features. Like I've got such a vision and roadmap for this. Like this is just the beginning for Writhm. But I mean, this still does not pay all the bills, right? Like, it was a great surge with the lifetime licenses. I'm still figuring out kind of the regular model and everything, but I do have to balance it with other projects. So like, I mean, if you looked at my pie of income, most of my income is still consulting and agency and like that kind of thing, which is just money for time, which I hate. Like I want to get rid of all that and just be able to build apps and sell apps and books and things of that nature. So to your question, how do I spend my time? I mean, like I do the shit I got to do, which is like the consulting hours and whatever. And then any time left over, I will either be in here, just like plugging away at the features, solving bugs, whatever, or writing, like, my actual passion. But I mean, the thing that is a real almost problem with this is that I don't want to be dramatic and call them mental breakdowns because that's unfair to real mental breakdowns. But this is a fucking emotional roller coaster that I am barely tall enough to ride. And if you have your app working 90%, but there's some critical bug, or you can't get the fucking Stripe checkout to like work properly, or
merchant gateway
lost their data because of an update you pushed or whatever, like you cannot sleep. I don't know if this is everybody who does this or just me, but like it keeps you awake at night. I've had days where like I just have to like lie down and close my eyes because I'm so frustrated or whatever. Like this is a cruel mistress, this window we're looking at right here of joy and terror. I've had some really high highs, I've had some really low lows with this thing, and I don't know if it's just because I'm a persistent guy that I just keep banging my head against the wall here. But my takeaway for anyone trying to do this is that, like, you can do it. Just what is your pain tolerance? Because right now you got to have a fairly high pain tolerance to push through the things that aren't perfect with it. It'll probably be perfect in a year or 2 years or 3 years. Like, it's going to get a lot better. But right now you have to have a little bit of a pain tolerance because it's again, cruel mistress.
It's the price of admission.
Yeah. Which actually makes me think, like, okay, not a lot of people are going to push through all that pain. So if I can do it, then I'm onto something here, maybe. But
yeah, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, I have learned so much in terms of like databases and the payment system and integrating all the APIs and how to, somewhat secure it and whatnot. But it is still a baby. It's kind of fragile. Things break all the time that I don't know how to fix. You fix one thing and then 10 other things break over there. So, I mean, classic software development. I've just never been on this side of it. I now empathize with developers.
Yeah.
QA, my God. I always, like, QA was the redheaded stepchild at a software company, but like they should be wined and dined because that's what I need.
I am very lucky at my current company. Our QA engineer is literally saves our ass.
Yeah.
All the time, nonstop. Like, there'll be some weird request of some change that we pushed to production 6 months ago that some user finally, the first user actually realized is an actual feature and go to use it.
Yeah.
And then come to me with a question and I go, I have no idea. I have no idea what I built 6 months ago. I need to go talk to my QA engineer. And she'll just be like, oh yeah, it's this and then this process. And like, 3 weeks before that is that notification day, which kicks off this. And then you go like, yes. Yep. Thank you.
Well, I know I need unit tests in here. Like, that is just something I should have built a while ago that I don't yet have. So I'm manually QAing everything. But the bigger this gets, the more impossible that's going to be. So this needs a different sort of system. We're past time. But
we're way past time.
Womp womp. Yeah. Anyhow,
Goals.
I want an update on make this, do that next time, and where you can, because you've got some ideas.
Yeah, I got ideas. My kind of partner in crime, he's on a big family holiday right now, so we haven't had any actually status meetings around that stuff yet. But yeah, I need to start cementing my business model around it more than anything else. Just cementing the business model or potential 3 business models, and just throw shit at the wall and then see which of them works.
Yep.
But for a different episode.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Talk later. Bye.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Are you gonna make it happen today? Or will you just settle for another delay? Come on, you gotta make it happen now. Come on.